Hi, welcome to Neighborhood Talks. I'm your host, Michelle, and with me today I have Kevin Schlehuber from Big Brother 19, season 19. Here he is.
Michelle, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, the pleasure is all mine. You were here before. Kevin was
Yes.
on my old show, Hidden Gems, which I revamped to Neighborhood Talk, and we had a great show, and I just wanted to do a follow-up so our audience can catch up and see what he's doing now and what he's been up to.
Sure.
So what have you been up to, Kevin?
So, I mean, it's been so I probably was on, maybe it was 3 years ago, huh?
Yeah,
Something
I
like
think
that.
so. It was before COVID.
Wow, can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
So you were just getting off Big Brother, like maybe a year or two when you were still touring and
Yeah, so we do a lot of
Yeah.
traveling and a lot of meet and greets and things like that.
Right.
So obviously when COVID came, that really stopped
Slowed it
all
down,
of that.
yeah.
Because basically a meet and greet is where you would just meet, you would go and you would take pictures and say hi and sign some things
Yeah.
and things like that. So now, man, there's been so many changes. I don't know if we can get it all in, but since we're here.
But first, tell us a little bit about when you were on Big Brother. How was that? Just a recap.
Sure. When I got on Big Brother, it was really peculiar because I don't know if anyone else who's been on the show got on how I got on.
Okay.
Like I'd never heard of the show, so I went down. I was going to meet one of my daughters down in the aquarium.
Right.
And she was going to be a little late, so I ended up going over to Quincy Market, and there was only thing open was Ned Devine's, and there was a trail of kids, maybe 300, 400 kids, all on their phones. So, I was dressed up, which I get dressed up all the time. So I cut the line.
Oh, were they waiting to get into Big Brother?
They were waiting to try out.
Oh.
So I knew nothing was going on.
Yeah.
So everything else was closed. It was like middle of March. It was like right now. So I walk in and I cut the line. So I figure, I can just go in and cut the line. And this guy comes up to me and he was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Excuse me, who are you?" And he was like, "Listen, you have to try out for the show." So I thought he was joking. So
Was he a scout?
He was a talent agent. He was
the talent agent, yeah.
His name was Chris. And a really cool guy. But at the time, he was the one who was doing the interviews for the show.
Yeah.
So I called back home and I talked to my daughter, one of my daughters, Alana,
so
and I was like, "Listen, this guy wants me to tell for the show." And she was like, "What's the name of the show?" And I said, "Big Brother." She said, "Stop making it up."
Stop lying.
Because she was a big
fan.
super fan. They're like Big Brother super
Right,
fan.
yeah.
So I was like, "No, I'm telling you, man. This guy's asking me to try out." So, I said, "Sure, I'll try out." Because I had to kill like an hour. So I ended up, you go in groups of 6. So there's like you and 5 other people.
Right.
And there's 3 people. And you get 30 seconds, but you're standing with 5 other people.
Right.
To tell a little about yourself.
Yeah.
So, everybody talked. They were like, "Well, I'm going to be like this." And most of them were 35 years younger than me. So I got out there and said, I have like a whole 8 children. And the guy was like, "You got to be kidding me." And I kept talking.
Yeah.
And I was dressed up, like I
Right.
said. So that night, I go home
You got a
and I
phone
tell
call?
my daughters, and they're like, "You're just making it up." Because they had, a week before, they were
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
Big Brother. So I got a call, and it was to come back to the Ames Hotel. And I was like, "I'm telling you, the guy just called me again." So I go to the Ames Hotel, and it's similar to the studio set.
Yeah,
So all you do is, there's 2 guys sit there, and they put the camera on, and they give you a bunch of questions.
Right.
But again, being from the city, one question they asked, and I just babbled on the whole time. And he was like, "Okay, that's enough."
That's it.
He was,
Yeah,
"That's enough.
that's
Go
it.
ahead home.
You're in."
We'll get back in touch with you."
That-
So I knew he had liked me.
Yeah, they're
So
saying you're in.
2 weeks later, 2 weeks go by, and I get called again.
Oh,
So
geez.
this time I go down to the hotel, and there's about 10 people there. So you meet, you talk with them, and they just keep going. And then they didn't contact me for 3 weeks. So I was like, they must have just forgot about it. So
Oh, no.
Then
They had to interview
then they
other
fly
people.
you out to L.A.
Oh, wow.
And then they fly you out to LA and you do interviews, and then you just keep going back and forth. And then eventually you get to the point where you're with the group of other contestants or other house guests that are trying out. So they narrow it down, and they keep narrowing it
Yeah.
down. And I don't
You
know
made
how
the
I got on.
cut.
So then I got on, and it's peculiar. I'll just tell you one quick story. So the guy who scouted and came to Boston, he comes knocking on the hotel door. because the week before you get there, they isolate you. You're in a hotel room with no TV, no radio,
Right,
nothing. So there's nothing you could do. So he comes knocking on the door, and he starts playing videos of the TV show, and he was like, "Have you ever seen it?" I said, "No, I've never seen it." And he was like, "Have you ever seen? Do you know what OTEV is?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No." "And do you know what this is?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Oh my God, how is this guy gonna do? How's he gonna do on the show? Because I've never seen it." So when I got to the show, and we went in the first night, it's the first time I ever.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I've never seen the show in my
Yeah.
life. I did good.
I
ended
mean,
up
I've
making it to
seen
the
Big
end.
Brother here and there, but I mean, I couldn't really tell you anything about the show either.
No, me either.
Yeah.
Me either. Now I'm familiar with it. Now I think if I went back on it,
You'll
I think
play
I could do
differently?
better because I didn't understand the criteria of the whole show.
Yeah.
I was just there like, man, this is like
They
going to
got
be a
mad at
summer
you
out
too,
in LA.
some of your castmates, because you took the 25,000.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first night, what Michelle is referring to is the first night, it was like 110 degrees, man.
Yeah.
I was in a suit. They had me up on this thing like a peach cut in half. So I'm like 10 feet, 15 feet up, and they give you a button. And you don't get to talk to no one once you're in the show. You only talk to the house guests. You don't see no one. So production's talking. It's like a guy over a microphone.
Oh, that's
And
Big Brother.
So you got a clicker, and you're supposed to click. And whoever clicks and hits it wins. So, but it also was going to bring in a different house guest. So about half of the eight of the people didn't click. So I was just doing like this, and I ended up winning 25,000.
Wow.
Yes.
So did you have a choice to take it or not take it?
No,
That's what I was reading.
No, because once that competition ended, and we were meeting the other house guests, they called me into the DR, which is the diary room, and they were like, "Congratulations." I was like, "For what?" And they said, "You won the 25,000." I said, "No, I don't think I did. I think
They just
another
told
kid
you
did."
you won. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they were like, "No, Kevin, we're production. You won the money. I know what we're talking." So I was like, "All right." So I didn't tell no one for like 70 days, and then they got me aggravated, and I let it out. I said, "Yeah, I won the money." But by that time, we had been through 70 days of
Yeah.
putting up with each other, and it's difficult to navigate.
How long is the stay in the house?
I was in there in 86 days. And let me tell you something. When I tell you, of course, it's hard to tell anybody that you're going to complain when you're on TV,
Yeah.
and you're on the TV and you
Right.
make money and you become known. But you can't. If you break into, they have showmances. So let's say some
Yeah.
young girl or young boy like each other, or vice versa. It doesn't. They would get together. So I was literally on my own because
Right.
I was, at the end. I was basically at the end. It was a 22-year-old, a 23-year-old. I was 56 years old.
Right, yeah.
So I mean, there's nothing I could really do to
Yeah,
navigate through that.
yeah.
So I knew that I knew my goose was cooked at the end. I knew what was going on. I knew that I was not going to be on towards the end. That they were going to cut me in. But I had a good
But
time.
you stayed on till the end.
Yeah, I made it to the end. I never went to
Wow.
the jury. So
Yeah.
if you make to the top 12, then they start going to jury, which means you don't come home. If you get cut in the first 6 people, or 5 people get cut, you go back home. So then they go to a jury. So they have this big celebration night. Oh, everyone made it to jury. So that means you get monetarily, you get increases. Then you go to this big house where it's nice, everyone gets along.
Yeah.
You can eat and drink what you want. I never got to do that.
Oh.
I made it to the end where I went back to a hotel for another week
Oh,
of
I
watching
see.
Back to the Future 25
Right,
times a
yeah.
day.
Wow,
Yeah, so
wow.
that's about it.
That's awesome. Okay. So you finish up with Big Brother. You had a great time.
Yes.
So now you're doing what? Are you doing press or promo after
Yeah,
the
meet and
big
greets,
show?
and I was
Yeah.
doing shows. I was going to, I mean, I did a lot of things.
Did
I
you
mean, I
meet-
really did a lot of things.
Did you meet a lot of celebrities? and-
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was not. I've been one of these guys who never really.
You don't care about that.
It was cool about meeting them.
Yeah.
But I'm not someone who's going to be like, oh my God.
I know.
So I
well,
was
Kevin,
chill.
I always felt like you looked like a celebrity and you should be in Hollywood. That's
yeah.
like
Yeah, I think
your
I
call to
I think my Mission Hill held me back there a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So anyhow,
because you were Mr. Massachusetts.
yeah.
This guy was Mr. Massachusetts
Yes,
back in the
yes,
day.
back in the day,
Yeah,
86.
yeah.
Look it up.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes. So that's a story within itself.
Yeah.
So I was
So you definitely could have made it big.
yes.
You
I
would have
started
been.
having
You could have
children.
been a good actor.
I started having children.
Yeah.
So when I had won Mr. Massachusetts, and I was modeling,
Yeah.
they had given me a contract to go to Italy to model.
Oh my gosh.
But I would have to leave for 6 months.
Oh,
And
Milan,
I
yeah.
had just met my wife.
Yeah.
at the time, it wasn't my wife, but she
Right.
was pregnant, and
Yeah.
I was having children. So I
You
had a
couldn't-
child
couldn't
in
leave.
87, 89, 91, 93, 94. I mean, we
I
keep
know,
going.
yeah.
We're running out of numbers here, guys.
Yeah.
But I had a lot. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Four of them are Black Knights. Four of them
Yeah.
graduated Stoughton
From
High.
Stoughton High, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow. All right, so all this is happening for you. Your world is blowing up. All these things are going great for you. And then you get that call.
Yes, I know.
Tell us about that.
This is really important to me, too.
Yes,
So,
it's very important for
for
men
men
and the
for women,
audience.
for
to-
anybody.
Yes, for
anybody.
anyone. Mhm.
So, when you are like a city guy and you think everything, you can handle everything in your life and you could get it. So
Right.
I was going to get a blood test. So I went and got a blood test at my primary care. So, he's a cool guy, Glenn, me and him are talking. So he calls me a couple of days later and says,
Mm-hmm.
your PSA levels are high. And I was like, I don't even know what that meant. But I said, that's cool. I'll come back in. So I go in, take another test, because I was only doing the blood test because I was going to be traveling abroad, where
Right.
you have to have a passport, and it's a whole bunch of intricate things. So I ended up going to take the other blood test, and then I'm sitting at home, man, and I'm sitting there, and I get a call. I check the phone, and it's a number I've never seen.
Yeah.
Like, it's a Wayland number,
Yeah.
where someone I wouldn't even know lives.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not picking that up. And it was a Sunday night where the Pats games were on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe, do I owe someone money or something? What's going
But
on?
when you said your PSA levels were high, didn't your wife know what that was?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my wife and daughters knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And I should have known, because I've lost my brother in '86 to cancer.
Yeah.
As you know, you remember the Michigan community, how hard and devastating it was on us. And I've had another brother who had cancer. My mother and father both had cancer. Everyone. So, to make it short, I get called, I answer the phone, and the doctor's talking to me. And he's like, "Hey, Kevin," and we're talking. So I'm like, "Hey, this got to be good news," because we went 2 minutes and it was a positive conversation.
right.
And then all of a sudden, unfortunately, I'm like, "Oh, man." So I knew what that means. I know what unfortunate means, trust
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So I ended up getting prostate cancer. Wow. So a month later, right after Thanksgiving in November of '86, I mean, of 2018, I was in surgery to remove my prostate. And the doctor, when I had said to the doctor, he said, "Kevin, we have to look at it in a positive eye here." He said, "Fortunately, you caught it early, because you could have gone another year or two without catching it, and could be different consequences." So me, again, my mind is thinking, as a lot of men would, I mean, man, what the hell, man? Everything was going good. I'm doing all this traveling.
Right,
So
yeah.
then I end up
Someone slowed you
having
down.
prostate surgery,
Yeah.
removed my prostate. And any man out there, when you get to a certain age, or woman, it doesn't hurt to just go
Right.
and get a test. All
Yeah,
you can do is get a
absolutely.
test. Listen, and the positive thing, the worst thing they can tell you, the worst thing, which is bad, that they caught it early.
Yes.
And you have enough time to fight it.
Right.
You don't want to go, or they can just tell you, do you have nothing, you don't have to come back for 3 to 5 years.
Right.
So it can't hurt. And I'm not one of these guys who would advocated for that.
Yeah.
I always been like, man, we really never liked hospitals. We wouldn't go to the hospital. You'd go if you get stitches,
Right.
if you got
Yeah.
you got injured, broken leg or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But we wouldn't go get checkups.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
it
primary
hasn't
care.
been for 30 years when we've been to the hospital.
Wow.
So I would tell anybody out there now, if anything could come positive from listening to me talk, go out and get checked. You cannot,
Yeah.
get an early checkup. It helps, man. You could save a life. You
Yeah.
could save your life if you're just listening, and your dad, your uncle, your brother, your sister, anybody, your mom, just go and get checked. It can't hurt.
Right,
And I was never one
absolutely.
of these advocates that would tell anyone to do this.
Right.
But now I think it's definitely beneficial. Of course, the recovery process. But now I'm a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Wow, that's amazing.
now I've been 4 years cancer survivor. Yes. And I would love to tell anyone out there who, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling tired, if you just go get checked. All they do is a
Right.
simple blood test,
Right.
and they could tell you
Yeah.
right then if there's negative or positive, and
Yeah.
it's beneficial.
Or just go to your physical once
Yeah,
a year.
get a physical. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. At a certain
They do
age,
blood work.
you should anyhow. At a certain age, you should get a physical anyhow.
Yeah.
So from
Wow.
there,
Yeah.
then what else happens? Then March comes of 2000, and COVID comes.
Wow.
So I mean, COVID affected not me personally. It affected me personally.
Did you
but
get COVID?
I did get COVID. Yes.
Okay.
I got COVID. Guess when I got COVID?
When?
During the Christmas.
Oh.
2 years ago. So I'm stuck at the house,
Yeah.
at home,
Yeah.
upstairs by myself because no one comes down, ordering pizzas during Christmas. So I'd have to come. My daughter would get the door. They'd bring it up and they'd yell up, it's there. So I'd have to go down, pick up my pizza and sit up in my bed. But the good part about it was like college football playoffs and stuff. So I would watch a lot of games. So there was something to do.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I did get COVID. I got really sick for like 10
Really?
days. Yeah. Yeah. Because again, I'm one of these guys who.
But you didn't have to go to hospital or anything.
No.
Okay.
No. I just stayed at home, took medication, and because once you get surgeries for cancer and you go in, you don't have a choice to get the shots for COVID, the booster shots.
You have to get it.
Oh, of course. Because
Okay.
when I had my surgery, I also had 3 follow-up surgeries. So I had a total of 4 surgeries for cancer. So
my
when you
God.
go there,
Yeah.
you have to understand that there are nurses and doctors who work there. So they're not going to jeopardize their own life. So you had to get the COVID booster
Yeah.
and the COVID shot.
Right, right.
I mean, and again, I'm not anybody who's going to tell you anti or pro not to get it. It's every person's decision. It's how you feel about it. You maybe read about it and you understand. It's how you feel about it.
Right.
So, I mean, I had to get the shot, so I had no options. So it wasn't like I was given an option.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Wow.
so I ended up doing that.
Yeah.
And then, just as everyone, the mental health is another thing. 2 or 3 years, we've all been in the house.
Right.
Everyone's been in. I haven't been on your show. It's been
Yeah.
almost 3 or 4 years
Right.
because of COVID.
Yeah, I
So-
haven't done anything during COVID
Really?
in terms of the show.
Michelle, you
anything
should
like
have
that.
called me. I would have been
Yeah.
texting you at night. Hey, what you doing? How you doing?
Yeah,
Things
no,
like
I
that.
haven't done anything. I was just like trying to figure out how to restructure the show from Hidden Gems
Yeah.
to like
Now it's Neighborhood Talk.
From
It's
like
good.
4 people to 1 person.
Yeah.
I think when I interviewed you, it was just me, right? Yeah, it was just me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had somebody. Yes, it was pretty fun. Though. We
It
had
was
a good
someone
time.
else here?
Not being interviewed.
Okay.
But it was someone. It
Another
was like you would
co-host.
ask what one. I remember initially when we started, you had a group of questions.
Yeah.
And we never got to the second or third question.
I know, because we just kept
Yeah, I
going
just
and
said
going.
talk.
You're such a
And
good.
Michelle
Yes.
worked for my mom.
Yeah.
And worked with my wife. So
Yeah.
Michelle, I know from go back years.
Yeah.
We know each other, and
Yeah.
so we could talk about things. And,
Yeah,
and
right,
then
right. Did a commercial together? I
We
keep
did a
bringing
commercial
that up,
together.
But you don't remember it. I
well,
remember it.
yes, we did a
Yeah.
commercial together. When she explained to me, I understood it.
Yeah.
But my dad had some friends that were in the modeling agency and in the Kiss 108 and
Yep,
things like that.
back-
And we did a TV commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're really telling your age now. Kiss 108.
Yes, exactly. Over in Everett. Yes, do you
Yeah,
remember?
I remember. Wow.
So anyhow, so COVID comes, and now it becomes so big in the world, in America, and where we
Yeah.
are is mental health. Not only for people my age or people your age, but for the younger kids. I mean,
Right.
I just pictured. Think about it, Michelle. The young kids who were sophomores or freshmen in high school, they have to go to school at home for 2 years.
That's horrible.
They had no interaction, no
Yeah.
social life.
Nothing.
And when you deprive someone
Yeah.
of that kind of stuff,
Right.
they start to think, I mean, and then social media becomes so prevalent.
Yep.
And the poor kids are seeing people on social media, and trust me, I've seen a lot of people on social media, and I'm not
had-
going to give my opinion on social media, but
Seriously?
I have met people
Uh-huh.
and said, "You're the person from Instagram," because I look at the Instagram picture and I was like, "You don't even look like."
Oh my
you don't even look
goodness.
like the person on Instagram."
Listen.
First of all, you're a foot smaller than me. I was like, but because you look so big. But I'm not a negative person, so I was proud of them. I'm good luck to you. But I was like trying to explain to my daughters sometimes and to other people that what you see isn't what you get.
It's true.
I mean, you have to meet people personally and socialize
Yeah.
and get along and talk and things like that. And a lot of people, social media is. I mean, I know they have this new thing. I don't have
TikTok. I don't have it
Oh,
either.
my God.
I'm
Imagine me
hearing
having TikTok.
I'm hearing horror stories about
my
it, and
God.
I don't want it.
Michelle, I
But-
could talk for an hour on your show. Imagine me going on TikTok. They'd be like, this guy's out of his mind. You
So
know?
you're not on. You are on social media. You have
Yeah,
over.
no, I have Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
But I haven't put nothing on Instagram in
in
4
a
years.
while, yeah.
4 years.
Because I went on and I looked and I was like, oh my God,
The
this
last
guy's
thing
a
I
big
put on
deal.
was
You have all these followers.
November of 2019.
Yeah.
And Twitter, I lost my mom a month ago today.
I know,
And Michelle worked for my mom. She knows
Yeah,
my mom very well.
yeah.
Rest in peace, Mom. And
Yeah.
I miss you. And
Oh.
the last thing I put up was when my mom had passed.
Yeah.
But again,
You look like your mom too.
yeah, I know. I put
Mm-hmm.
up a thing. My mom won a cooking show In 1968, my mom sent in a thing to the Record American where she won a recipe.
I
She
think
won
I saw
$25.
that. Yep,
so
I
I
saw
posted
that
it
on your page,
On
yeah.
page because it says Roxbury Mom.
Yeah.
Because you know when you're from Roxbury and Mission Hill, you're always proud of where you're from.
Right.
I mean anyone, not just saying that.
I like
when you're
Mission
from
Church.
Brockton, you're from Stoughton, you're from
Yeah.
Sharon. When you get to be 40, you're going to talk about,
You're gonna
hey,
still talk
when
about
I was
where
in
you-
Stoughton
where you're
High, when I
from.
was a Black Knight, when I was a boxer.
Right.
So I talk about being from Mission Hill all the time, being from Roxbury, because that's where I grew up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Back, although 50 years ago, no one wanted to say they were from Mission Hill or from Roxbury. Now everyone wants to be from there. you
Yeah,
know?
it's expensive over there.
Unbelievable.
Your house is huge. I
Unbelievable.
remember I came to
Yes.
your mom's house one time.
Yes,
That
my house
big
was
house.
huge.
You guys still have that house?
No.
That box
That
is-
house, listen,
must
man,
be worth
we grew up in a
millions of dollars
three-bedroom
now.
apartment.
Yeah.
So we grew up in a three-bedroom apartment on Darling Street.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 6 boys in one back bedroom. One back bedroom, 6 boys. Then my grandmother, my grandfather, and 2 sisters in the middle room, and my mother and father. So there was 12 of us in a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
And then my grandfather passed, and then it was up until 1980 till my grandmother passed. There was 11 of us. And if I could give anything to Michelle, I would go back to those days
Aw.
to be back there.
Yeah.
Because it was so much simpler times. And like everybody, again, anyone who's watching this, when they see, they may say, when they were younger, they can just remember good times when they were younger.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I wish I was in a 3-bedroom apartment with
Right.
12 people again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, back then, when we were poor, you didn't know because everyone in the neighborhood was
And
the
you're
same.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not social media showing that people are wondering what the likes they get and the
I know.
replies they get.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. So, Kevin, we're going to wrap this up.
Okay.
I mean, I almost feel like we need to be talking for 2 hours because
No, next time I'm coming,
you
we're staying
have
for 2
so
hours.
much to
I'm gonna
talk
change
about.
outfits.
Yeah.
I'll bring a bunch of outfit changes. Maybe get some hairspray,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But also,
So we can do a part 1, 2, and 3.
yes, and I'm going to be going to Michelle's benefit this year for the traveling nurses.
Yeah,
It's coming up.
the visiting nurses of Boston.
visiting nurses
oh,
of
that'll be
Boston.
awesome.
Yeah,
You would
definitely.
love it. It's so amazing.
Oh,
One
they'll
of my
love me. They'll
girlfriends
love me there.
sings on that show.
Oh, I got a nice pink jacket.
Yeah,
I'll
really?
wear to that.
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
It's going to be really
So,
cool.
but before we go, I like to do some fun facts.
Whatever you want.
All right. Favorite designer, Kevin, because
My favorite designer is
Yeah.
Armani.
really, I like Amani too.
See that? We got something
Yeah.
content.
Favorite city to travel to?
You know what? My daughter lives in Nashville. Oh, but congratulations. My daughter just married her and Chris McKenna.
Yeah.
They graduated Black Knights in 2011, I believe. They got married Saturday. Mr. and Mrs. McKenna and Gene and Laurie, how
What's
you
his
guys
name?
doing?
Chris McKenna? I bet you my son knows him.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Laurie McKenna, his
Yeah,
mom.
yeah.
She's the one who does the country music. She writes the songs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they just got married this weekend.
Yeah.
And so go ahead, ask me anything. I like
All
this
right.
kind of stuff. I'm
so
really
I-
good at this, by the way.
Yeah. So favorite city to travel to? You said Nashville.
Well, I've never been there.
Oh, okay. So,
So I like New York City, man.
I
don't
like
know. I'm
New
a
York,
weirdo,
too.
man. But
I
I,
love
like
New
walking
York.
around and I like the interaction with people. You know, doesn't get me nervous. I like walking through Central Park and things like that. You know what? I think I'm going to go down to New York now that you bring it
I
up.
mean, I like New York, but it's just I feel like it's you
Okay,
need
I
a
like New
lot
York
of
in the
money.
spring.
Yes.
In the spring
You
or in the
need-
fall.
You need a lot of money
Yes.
to really enjoy New York. Other than that, it's just so dirty to me.
Come on, more questions. I like this.
All right. And what's the last place you and your wife has recently traveled to?
Oh, my goodness. With the COVID, we didn't really get to go many places. So
Prior to COVID, where'd you go?
Oh, we went to the Dominican Republic.
We're going there.
Where you going to?
I am going
Where?
to
You going to
Dominican.
the one I went to, the same
Yes.
spot? What's the spot?
We're going. I think it's the Rue. And my husband, he.
Am I mistaken? Is it Dominican? Is it Punta Cana?
Yeah, Punta Cana.
That's we were just there. We weren't
Yeah.
just there. We
But
were there a year and a half
going-
ago.
Yeah, we're going May 11th. We're out.
11.
I
5, 11,
can't wait.
23.
Yeah. Oh, really? I'm ready to go. It's been like 6 months since I've gone somewhere, and I like to go like maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah,
I like to get out.
yeah.
But,
My daughter's in Mexico right now for her. I know, but they had booked it for her.
I know that
honeymoon.
she did it
She's on
prior
honeymoon,
to
yeah,
all
yeah.
this nonsense.
All right, come on, some more questions.
Okay, so we're running out of time, Kev.
Don't worry, we got time. We can do it.
All
We
right.
can do it.
All right. So, favorite spot in Europe?
Spain.
You like Spain?
Oh yeah, man. Barcelona was so cool, man.
Really?
Listen, man, I was freaked out.
I love
because-
Italy.
Yeah,
I like
yeah, my wife
Italy.
did
I
too.
love
But
England.
Barcelona,
We went to England.
oh, I
I
haven't
love
gone there yet. I
England.
want to
Oh
go to
my
England.
God,
Listen,
England is so
Barcelona, I was
nice.
freaked out because the little coffee cafes open up at 11 at night. So we had like an Airbnb, you know, when you go to stay at someone
Yeah,
else's
yeah.
house when they're not there. I'm like, listen to this. So I go outside and they would boom, pop up an umbrella and a little cafe would open up. It was so clean and so neat.
I love
so
that
I'm thinking
stuff. I
Spain.
love the
I'm thinking
sidewalk
like
cafes.
they're going to have like a soccer game, meaning
Yeah.
a football soccer game right there. Their people are so sophisticated. They was nice. They were really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been to Miami?
Yes.
Everyone
Plenty of
goes.
times.
You know what? Everyone goes to Miami.
But
and I
Miami's
feel,
more a younger crowd now.
yes.
I'm getting up there. I
And
don't
I'm
want to tell you
like-
when I was born, but it was JFK was president.
We already know. You already told us at the beginning of the show.
JFK was president.
Uh-huh.
So, Miami's for younger
Yeah,
people.
really?
I think, yeah.
Well, you were born then. You weren't like a teenager or a young
No,
adult
no,
at
no.
that
I was
time.
born in '61.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just read that because I was reading up on you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, just Google
So if
Kevin,
I owe you money,
guys.
let me know. Yeah, go
Yeah.
to BB19 Kevin on
When
Instagram
was the
and
last time
Twitter.
you've been to Amelia's? Shout out to Amelia's.
Shout out
I
to
did-
Amelia's.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
interview
Mario's,
Mario's at
my
one
guy.
time.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
Yeah, he is a
He
nice
did
cat.
really good things with Amelia, didn't he?
Yes.
And
yeah.
we usually have.
He's
you
got
know,
another place, Sophia's.
I've
It's in
been there.
Denver.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I like Sophia's. And also, I didn't even do my, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, you got to go and do a show there. Did you have him
I
come
did.
back? Oh, yeah.
I did
Oh,
a
yeah.
show at Amelia's
With
a few
Mario's?
years ago. Yeah, it
I
was
hope he
really
gave you free
good.
food. Chicken palm. Check out the chicken
Well,
palm.
he treats us really nice during birthdays for my friends. Like he will send over like a dessert.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Yeah.
I like him a
Yeah,
lot.
I like him too. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Young kid. Doing
And
good.
it's very successful and doing really well. He did amazing things with that.
Big time.
Amelia.
Remember it was X and O's?
Yes, yes.
I used to go in
and
there.
Albert's prior to
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I used to lose all my money in Keno.
And we used to have our like every year we would have like a party.
A
for
Christmas party and
Smack.
stuff like that there?
No, just like an award ceremony for Smack. When
Yeah.
we'd have it at Amelia's.
You have it this year? Oh,
Well, we
Michelle, you
haven't
have
done
to
it
text
since
me.
COVID.
Text me and I'll come.
Yeah.
I'd love to come.
Okay, we haven't. Well, I don't know if they're doing it anymore. We have a new station manager, Anya, and she's really great.
Oh, she is cool. I met her
Yeah.
coming in.
I
She was
know, right?
I think she
And
thinks
she's
I
on-
was like, she's like, is this guy coming to a tuxedo? Is this a Frank Sinatra show or something? And she was.
Yeah,
she met
she's
me up
really
front. She
on
was
top
really
of
nice.
things, and I
Yeah.
like the way she runs the,
She's cool. Yeah,
the
it's nice.
studio now, and
Yeah.
like Kevin and all of them, they're really great.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
just-
Yeah, Kevin's cool. No,
Yeah,
shout
it's-
out to Kevin, not me. The kid is a really nice guy. So I can't forget that name. I said, "Hey, what's your name?" He said, "Kevin." I said, "That's simple."
Yeah, it's really.
You know what
I
I mean?
think it's really going in a great direction.
Yeah, you're doing
Because,
great.
Eventually, I want to take my show to like NECN.
Yeah,
New
New
England
England Cable Network, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I want to
Yeah,
shop
I did a
around
show
for
for them.
that. Oh,
I
you
did a show for them, yeah, yeah.
Well, you'll be on my show when I get there. 'Cause
Thank you,
I'm
absolutely.
getting a-
So I want to thank Michelle. I want to thank the Stoughton. I want to thank the public television here and everybody.
Yeah.
Have a great time. Every time I come here, it's so nice. I want to thank Kev and everyone I
Yeah,
meet.
thank you so much, Kevin. Where's my bottle of wine that you said I
Oh,
was
my
bringing?
goodness.
No, I don't drink anymore, so.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
could've
not a
auctioned it
drinker.
off.
No, yeah, that's true.
I would've
Oh,
auctioned
like
it
for
off.
the first
Some
caller.
Apothic Red.
Yeah, you like Apothic Red?
No,
So
my
do
wife
I.
does. Apothic Crush.
That's what I drink.
Really?
When I used to drink, and when I say drink, I only drink socially.
That's cool.
Like if I went out, I'd have a glass of wine
Yeah,
or
like
a cocktail
yeah.
or
Well, where I grew
Cosmo.
up, it was like a
but I
prerequisite.
don't. Yeah, I don't want to do that anymore.
No, me
'cause
either.
it's
It
poison.
was a prerequisite
To
to
me,
drink
it's
where I grew up.
poisonous.
You had
Yeah.
to drink. So
Oh,
it was part
really?
of, yeah, it was part of the whole environment.
Yeah, for me, it's like poisonous. So, what have you been up to, real quick?
So right now, getting back into things. I'm feeling better. My health. I just went for my 4-year checkup.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a 4-year cancer survivor. I'm a grandfather.
Yeah, has
Oh,
it been
my-
4 years?
Yes.
Oh my God.
November 26th, 2018.
Yeah.
So
Well, congratulations.
And I'm a grandfather now. Three or four of my daughters. I have to go check it. I'm married now, so everything's going
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
good.
Oh, you're
Everything's
getting
tough.
money. I saw you scratching upon.
I'm gonna have to play my number tonight.
Yeah,
You
that's
see that?
money.
Man, I can't believe it.
That is
So
money,
I hope you
yeah.
guys see this. If I hit the number, I'll let everyone know.
Yeah, you got to split it.
So I will. But I want to thank everyone. I had a great time. Everyone
Yeah.
out there.
Well, thank you
I
so
wish you
much
the
for
best.
coming in. Yes, thank
Get
you
checked
so
up.
much.
An early evaluation, an early checkup. All it can do is help you, save
Mm-hmm.
a life. But Michelle, thank you so much. It's been
Thank you
so
too,
nice.
Kevin.
Don't
Always
forget,
a
my hand
pleasure.
is itchy. I'm going to
I
play
know.
my number now.
It's always a
Thank you,
pleasure.
everybody.
And
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
everyone.
Kev,
I'll
thank
see
you.
you next time on Neighborhood Talk.